Hey, this is Erik Grönwall, and I'm here on Talking About Rock.
Okay, today's guest is a Grammy-nominated vocalist whose versatility has taken him from Swedish stages to stages around the world. He's known for his work with Skid Row, Heat, and the legendary Michael Schenker. Let's welcome to the show, Erik Grönwall. Erik, how are you, my friend?
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. So it's the new album here we're here to talk about with you, Bad Bones, scheduled to drop May 22nd. And
Yes, sir.
latest single, Praying for a Miracle, is out now, man. Sounding great.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with this album, and it's been a long, a somewhat long process putting it together, and just something I had to do for me, and yeah, I'm proud of it.
Yeah, this is your first completely original solo album, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I did. I don't know if I can call it a solo career, but I did something after Idol, because I did Swedish Idol in 2009,
Right.
and I put out a couple of albums after that. But it was like the songs I did on the show, and then it was supposed to be the first real solo album, but it didn't really turn out to be the first real solo album, because it was a lot of different writers, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I'm not going to blame the major label because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was so lost in the industry. I thought
Right.
Idol was the music industry, but I realized it was just a TV show.
Right, right. I'm
So
sure I'm sure the music industry told you what they would like you to do.
yeah, yeah, they were like, yeah, where's the money?
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, and I was like, okay, let's do whatever you guys want to do because you guys probably know what's best for me. But turns out they didn't. So,
Right,
so
which is the case a lot of times. I talk to a lot of artists who, yeah, have that debate with their record company, shall we say. But
yeah.
on this one, tell us a little bit of the writing process. Did you have some songs together already, or did you have a team of folks, or how did that work?
Well, I actually started from scratch. It was somewhere between, doing Skid Row and Michael Schenker. I started asking myself, since I've always built my career in different bands, so I started asking myself, who am I musically,
Right.
and so I wanted to find out and started like a soul searching journey, just going back to the music I grew up listening to, which was the 50s and 60s music. My dad played the guitar, and he learned me how to play guitar and stuff like that. So I went back to that and everything I've done from Heat, Skid Row, Michael Schenker, and just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I realized that who I am is a little bit of everything that I've done. So once I realized that it was that easy and not, I didn't have to find the answer out there, things started happening. We started writing song after song, and we tried a lot of different, I guess, styles. And we were okay with telling each other. When I say we, it was mainly me, my buddy Jonah T, and the producer Fredrik Tomander. And we're okay with telling each other when something is not good enough,
Right.
and no one gets offended. And I think that's extremely valuable to have that kind of team around you. So I kind of lost the love for songwriting after my time with Heat, and I didn't do it for a long time. But now I feel like I'm never gonna let it go because it took a long time to get it back, to get that kind of, I don't know, thinking or feeling back. So yeah, it took us about from the first session to the album, it took us about 2 years. And like I said, we wrote a lot of different songs, but 10 songs ended up on the album. And that's because it was really important that I feel everything I'm doing, everything I'm singing. I have to feel every word, and the lyrics, it has to be personal.
Right.
So it took, we really took our time with the album.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think that's the most important part, and I talk about a lot with other artists about that because obviously we have those conversations about AI where there's creation but there's no feeling, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you
yeah.
need that emotional connection in the song for the artist, like you said, to feel it, so you can project that to your audience, and you want the audience to feel that and bring it back to you. That's what makes great music, right? When you
I
have
think
that.
yeah, and I think we're going to value that even more as AI, gets more advanced, and going to live shows and being part of that community. I think that's going to be really important, and that's also for me. Since you mentioned AI, that's why it was so important for me that all the instruments, I wanted it to sound really organic. And even we got a string orchestra, and I wanted all the instruments to be real. It was a bit more expensive, but it was worth it.
Right. You got the great sound out of it. Yeah, definitely,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely. Very cool, very cool. So you mentioned live performance a little bit. I want to talk to you a little bit about your work with Michael Schenker, legendary guitarist. Did some shows with him. We had Robin McCauley on the show a while back,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he's very impressed with your vocal abilities. I said we'll be talking to Erik eventually. This was when we had this booked a couple weeks out, and he's like, tell him I said hello. Great voice.
Oh,
So
wow.
tell me a little bit about your time with Rob because I think he's fantastic as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my time with Michael was uh, he's so. I mean, I love working with him. He's so easygoing, and he has a solution to every problem, and he knows what he wants, and he's not afraid to tell you what he wants, which I prefer that. I want someone to be very direct. He reached out to me when I was still in Skid Row, and he asked me if I could do vocals on a song called Mother Mary for his My Years with UFO celebration, the album he was putting out.
Wow.
And so I did that, and then he asked me if I could. A couple of months later, he was like, "Would you consider doing a couple of shows or a tour with me?" And so that happened as well. And then I did some new songs on his new album. Uh, but it was very easy. I told him about my illness, and I was a bit uncertain about going back on the road again.
Right.
And he was like, "Well, don't worry. I'll have a second singer ready to fill in for you whenever you need to sit one out." So he made me feel really comfortable about touring again. And
Right.
that
Like you
was
weren't
in
backed
I'm
into a corner where it's like, oh, we got these dates, you got to do it type of thing.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And because the worst part about my experience with the Skid Row situation when I toured with them was that I was the guy responsible for all the canceled shows. I was the guy responsible for the
Right.
disappointed
You,
fans.
right. You got labeled with that for sure. You
It,
had you
it,
had
it,
legitimate health issues. You know what I
yes,
mean?
but
That you
but
that you
yeah,
had to deal
yeah.
with. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the worst position to be in. I
Right.
hated being in that position. I remember one time in New
Right.
York we had to cancel a show, and I was just I felt like I actually I started crying on the tour bus. I can't, I'm so sorry, guys, but I just can't do this, And
Right.
it's the worst position to be in. But so I was obviously, once bitten, twice shy, kind of for when Michael asked me to do that tour. But he made me feel really safe about it. So working with Michael has been an absolute pleasure. And I've told him that he can reach out anytime, even though I'm doing my solo thing. He can reach out if he wants me to do a show or a tour.
Excellent. Well, you brought up the health issue, so let's talk about it just a little bit. It's been 5 years now since the bone
Hmm.
marrow transplant. Catch us up a little bit on your health. Have you made some changes in your life, in your routine? How are things for you?
I drink less beer actually, but now no, I sometimes I allow myself. But no, seriously though, I actually, yeah, I obviously focus more um, on um, on my recovery and my health, and I work out more. I always said that health comes first, even though even before I got sick, but I don't think I really lived accordingly. So now, I just try to take care of myself, and I don't do any hard liquor. I completely stopped doing hard liquor. I only have a couple of beers every now and then. But yeah, it changes you. It gives you a different perspective on what truly matters and what's important and who you want in your life and the people you want around you, and it's just I'm gonna say that I'm actually happier today. I feel, it's weird to say it, but I feel a certain gratitude towards the leukemia, because it gave me a certain perspective very early in life, and that perspective is a strength, so, but physically and mentally, I think I've never been better. People say that as a cliche, but it's actually true. I'm actually stronger than I've ever been. And I feel good.
That sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. Any
Yeah.
communication at all between you and the guys in the Skids camp at all, or is that just done?
Not much. I texted a bit with Snake when I was on the Michael Schenker tour, and he always texts me back. He's such a great guy. But that's
So,
pretty much it.
so a little bit of communication. That's
A little
always
bit
good
of
to hear.
communication, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but I really, Snake is a wonderful person. I love him.
Yeah, just a talented guy for sure. So let's talk about dates. You got dates coming up. Obviously, you're hitting a lot of dates starting out in Sweden. I don't know if you have any of those dates to go through with us. We could check some of that out here if you have some of that listed. Looks like
Let's
you.
see. I can go to my page here. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shows this year. So we're starting with 2 shows in Sweden, 2 sold-out shows in Stockholm. I'm mainly doing shows in Sweden, actually. There's just doing 1 show in Finland, and but other than that, it's just focused on Sweden. And I feel like it's a good start. I'm putting a new band together, a new show together. So I'm not in a rush to do any more shows, but I also feel like now, after the Michael Schenker experience, I feel safe about going out again. So I want to do more shows, and I want to hopefully next year do more festivals. But I think this is a good start.
Excellent. Yeah. So we didn't kind of touch on it back with Michael Schenker at all, but did you get some time to speak with Robin McCulley at all? Did you guys chat a little
Not at
bit?
all.
Not
I've
at
never
all?
met him. No,
Okay,
no.
well, he's a fan of yours, so just wanted to
Well,
let you know. So
that,
very
yeah,
cool,
well,
very cool. He's a,
that
he's
means
a
a
great
lot to
he's
me.
a great guy. I'm sure we'll be talking to him again. He got new stuff going on. Very very cool. All right, so the new album Bad Bones, like we were saying, scheduled to drop May 22nd. The latest single, "Praying for a Miracle," is streaming now. You folks can check that out. Erik, thank you so much for being with us today. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
All
Good
right, so that
questions.
this wraps up this episode of Talk About Rock. Thank you to my guest today, Erik Grönwall, and to our listeners. We hope you're doing your part by keeping the torch alive and supporting live music wherever you are. Erik, again, thanks, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care.